everybody, we're here at Hardcore Sports, and today we're going to show you nice, quick, and easy PVC paddleboard stands, or racks, whatever you want to call them, for the floor. And they're made so you can store your paddleboards in the garage, in a room, somewhere out of the way. You can use them outside, anything to keep them upright, and so they're not getting banged up against rocks, the ground, the walls, whatever. So this is our example here of what the stand looks like when they're being used. This is our brand new Bic Wahine Platinum Series, beautiful board, and here's how the stands work. Basically support it, kind of cradle it with the strapping. Stands are independent of each other, so they can be adjusted for different length boards, longer boards, or different width boards. Nice thing is they keep it insulated from the floor, so there's no chance to get damage on there. They're floating in there in the strapping, so you can put them at different angles. However, it's easiest to store them out of the way, and less chance for damage. And with easy way to store them out of the way, stable, not going to fall over. You can really put them in these things, and they're not going anywhere. And then, if you want something a little bit different, you can connect the stands together like this with a connecting piece, and that way they're permanently together. The only downside is, if you have different length boards or whatever you want to adjust, now it's not adjustable. But transporting it around or moving it or whatever, it's a lot easier with having it connected. So either way will work. Today we're going to show you just how to make the stands, quick and easy pieces you got to buy, how to make it, put it together, make sure everything's straight up and down and not all crooked and stuff. So put this out of the way. So we have a little list here, and at the end of the video we'll show you exactly all the parts that you have to buy, but everything you can pick up at your local Lowe's or Home Depot. It's just 1-inch PVC tubing, and you got 90-degree elbows, you got T-fittings, end caps, a little webbing that you can pick up at your local Hobby Lobby or Target. A little PVC cement if you want it done right. You don't have to glue this stuff, but I highly recommend doing the glue because the paddle boards, as they get put in and out of it, the PVC will move and shift, and then all of a sudden you'll have one of the legs fall off or one of the arms fall off. So gluing it is the best way to do it. The trick is you got to do it right when you glue it while you're assembling it. Otherwise, all of a sudden you're going to have pieces that aren't lined up straight or whatever, and that glue settles instantaneously. So make sure if you're going to do glue, then just watch how I do this. It makes the procedure a lot easier. So most of my pieces are already pre-cut, but you're going to probably, if you go buy this stuff at Lowe's, it's going to come in 5-foot sections. So you're going to need 2 5-foot sections, or you can buy a 10-foot section. Either way, you need 10 feet of 1-inch tubing, 10 feet of it. You can cut PVC many different ways. A hacksaw, a table saw, a band saw, pretty much any kind of saw will cut PVC. I got this at Lowe's. It's super easy. It's got this built-in razor blade, and it literally just cranks down and cuts the stuff. No mess. It's a lot more accurate. The nicest thing about it is it doesn't make shavings everywhere, and it's really easy to do. So I cut most of my pieces already to save some time, but I'll show you real quick. There's a few more pieces left I have to cut. So you just put it on there, and all you do is squeeze it, and it just cuts through it like butter. It's a pretty amazing little tool. I think it's like $7 or $8. So once you mark out your pieces, all you're doing is just cutting right through it. And that's it. So I got all my pieces cut. And the biggest thing is you want to have everything laid out so that as you're gluing stuff, you're not scrabbling around to look for it and stuff. Because the glue, like I said, sets really fast. So, alright, so to start out with, you're going to take you're going to have 2.5 pieces, 2.5-inch pieces, 8 of these. You're going to have 4 2-inch pieces. You're going to have 8 of these 90-degree elbows. You're going to have 8 of these T-fittings and 4 of these caps. Again, I'm going to go over all this exact length of everything at the end, a list of everything, but right now I'm just going to show you how to assemble it. So you got your glue here. You're going to take these little fittings here and just put them all together real quick. Again, this is quick, drying stuff, so don't take too long to put it in there. So take your 2.5-inch fittings, stick them in the 90s, smack them in there good so they're all the way in. And this stuff stinks, so try to make sure you're in a room or have the doors open and whatnot, because it's kind of smelly. Might want to do it in the garage. So now you got all those done. Now the trick is, you're going to be putting these feet together, and you want to make sure, again, this is why you want to assemble stuff first. If you just glued this ahead of time, all of a sudden you could have the two be sticking way up, and then your feet are all, and then the thing's whomping-jawed on the floor. So if you want it to sit nice and smooth and even, just take an extra minute and pre-assemble it ahead of time. I'll show you a trick. So you got the feet, and you're going into the T-sections on all of them. You're just doing a rough assembly real quick, just to get an idea of how it's all going to sit. Alright, so these are your 4 feet. Now, right now close, they look like they're pretty even. Again, if you were gluing this, you had the foot up like this, and all of a sudden the glue sets, that's it. You just ruin, you gotta go buy more stuff. So an extra few seconds of pre-assembling it ahead of time can make sure that these are sitting 90 degrees to the feet. And this is how you do it. You stick it in there. See how that's now pointing on the ground? So just tilt it up a little bit. Take that, stick it in there. And if it's sitting square, the feet should be on the table flat. Now it's square. So now you can start assembling it and gluing it permanently. So basically just take 1 foot out at a time. And if you can pull it up off the ground, then you won't out of alignment all the other stuff. So just do 1 leg at a time. Take the glue, slide in there, and just push it in. And by leaving all the other feet in there, it's still staying square. If you try to pull them all out, obviously then it's going to be, again, out of alignment. And as you pull each piece out, be careful not to jerk it around too much to where the other pieces get out of alignment again. The key here is just making sure that everything's the right angle so that it sits nice and even on the floor. And you'll see the more you put on it, the more important it is that all the angles are correct. Alright, so now we know that those 2 pieces are square this way, and then as we build up, it's not all crooked and making everything shaky. So that's one side. Take these 2 over here. Stick this in the middle again. Just make sure that the feet are nice and square. Alright, and just, again, if you take it on the table and you do this, and then you come out, and all of a sudden see now it's sitting all lumped. So try to, when you pull it apart, take it off, and just slowly pull it out so you're not jostling all the other legs. Again, wipe it out in there. Just get the PVC in there nice and quick.